I was raised in a Catholic background, getting brought up, and I never really knew what it was to have a relationship with God. And it's a tough thing when you don't know about it, having a true relationship, and you don't have that God of love to go to. Coming to college, I had a girlfriend who I'd been with for about a year, but we ended up breaking up right before school, and it was rough. She ended up meeting another guy like a couple weeks into school, and I was just like, whatever, like trying to brush it off, and like it hurt pretty bad. It was rough, just waking up and thinking about that and like feeling worthless and not really knowing what I was here for. And the Bible says like there's so many times where God makes us weak to glorify His name, to show His strength, and like that's huge for me. My roommate at the time was Travis Conan. He brought me to his life group one night, and I enjoyed it. They were listening to music. That was where I heard Lecrae for the first time, so that was pretty cool. So I did that, and then the next week I ended up going to his house because he invited me, and I was just like, sure, let's do it up. And Matt Shantz called up everybody at the end. He was like, if you want to pray, you can come up to the front, just pray on your own, whatever you want to do. And it was just awesome. The band was playing All I Need Is You, Lord, and I was just thinking about those words, all I need is you. And like all this stuff I'd been caught up in was just of the world. I was looking for love in all the wrong places. God is love. God like has that perfect love. At that moment, when I was praying, I was crying. I was just in it, for 10 minutes or whatever. And I just felt everything just come off my shoulders. And it was awesome. It was the coolest thing ever. And since that moment, I've just been doing my best to live it out every day. In Galatians 4:9, it says to turn away from your sin and like never go back. And I had a little book, like a poetry notebook or whatever. And it's funny because if you look back at the transition when I came to Christ, I went from all this like sad like stuff that's all depressed or whatever, and then it just flips. Like the joy is just brought into the words. I love the hip hop, like holy hip hop or whatever, because it makes Christianity kind of cool. It makes it like a way for strangers who don't know Jesus to really like open up their eyes, and it's just like, what is he talking about in those words? Like it's like, yeah, I'm talking about God. So that's why I do that, and it's an awesome gift. 1 Peter 4:10, it talks about how there's different ways, like various ways to administer God's grace through the gifts that He's given us, and that's just one huge gift that God's given me, and I'm so blessed with it. And I love being at His house where I'm able to like reach out in that way and administer God's grace in that way, because it's amazing. And when I'm on the stage or whatever, or wherever it's at, it's like it's amazing the feeling after it, because I know that those like cheers, like those aren't for me, those aren't for my words, those are for God's words, those are for God.